Hey, Jonathan from Buffalo Modular, and we are here at a Barndomiunium. And so we've done a few different videos on this house so far, but I want to do another video just to show you the progress update so you can kind of see where everything is at, and we'll walk through together here. So you can see this is a enormous garage, or in the light of it being a Barndomiunium, an enormous barn. And so this structure is 30 by 50 for the attached garage. You can see we have two overhead doors here, right? And so we walk in through here, and you can see it's all exposed in here because this is essentially just a garage, right? Is what's happening here. But you got some windows in here to add in some light, right? Big double door here as well. And then another man door over here. So a lot of different entrances to this garage space, because it'll be helpful as you're, accessing different points of it, right? And just being able to get at different things in here. Certainly wouldn't want just those overhead doors way over there. Having the additional doors over here is super helpful. So let's walk in through this door. We've drywalled this, right? So this is all drywalled because it's touching the living space, so it needs to be drywalled. And so we come in through, and I'll talk about this in a minute here, but the basement will go through here as well. So right here you have washer dryer space, which is got a door on it to just close it off. You come in through here and you have a hallway entrance right through to your common space. So you got a bedroom here, and this is an interesting touch because a lot of people that do the black windows don't do this. So this is certainly noteworthy. They did actually a wood trim around the windows instead of doing what we would more often see, which is a drywall wrap. This just goes a little bit more with the style that they're looking for the home and what they wanted to see out of this. Obviously, everybody chooses different things, to each your own. You can choose whatever you'd like to do. We'd be happy to do it however you'd like. So we come in through. We got a bathroom here. Electric's not in yet, so we can't see too terribly well in here. But you see you got a double vanity. Lights over top of the vanity. And then if you can see it okay, you can see they did, it's a rainfall shower head off of the wall, and then a separate wand as well, plus a seat in here. And there's your toilet. So they did this to be able to access this, to be able to, have somebody be able to take a shower and still be able to get into the sink and stuff and not be disrupting each other. Another bedroom space here with a double window, well, not double, sorry, two separate windows in here. It's not a double window. And they did a 3-panel door on here, which I really like the 3-panel door a lot. 2-panel is great too. My personal preference would be a 3-panel, but everybody chooses different things, right? Everybody chooses different stuff. So we did a walkway through here, which you'll see a little bit better as to why this is done this way, okay? But you got 9-foot ceilings in here, and then you get into this huge vaulted ceiling space. So what's really neat with this is we don't do too many builds where you do a vaulted ceiling with a single story. Most of the time when you do a vaulted ceiling, it's a cape or sorry, not a cape, a chalet, I meant to say. And so this would be where you'd have a railing in here or a half wall or something like that. And then you have a whole separate living space up there. You can actually get in through there. There's an access panel you can see right here. And you can get up into there for storage or something like that if you wanted to. But this is just a ranch home. So you got the big windows in here. I really like this. It's a different look than the trapezoid windows that you typically see. Most people that do a vaulted ceiling space, they'll do a trapezoid window in here, where they did basically, stacked windows, I'll call it basically. So you kind of, the window gets bigger as you get closer to the midpoint of the ceiling here. And so then you have this portion that's a flat ceiling in the middle. And then these are actually just load-bearing beams in here, is what that is here and over here. Okay. So this is for some older folks, and so and also just trying to keep budget down as well. They didn't do cabinets to the ceiling or anything like that, which I think it looks just fine. It gives you an opportunity to be able to put some stuff up there and stuff, right? Different people want different things. Some people would prefer cabinets, take them all the way to the ceiling. Of course I'm going to do that. But you got to keep in mind, this is a higher ceiling. So like we've talked about before, you would have had to double stack those cabinets to take them all the way up. So like these aren't even 42-inch cabinets. These are, I think they're 36-inch cabinets here. You could do a 32, but 30 gets a little bit shorter. But if you did a 42, it takes you a little closer. Like the corner house, our model home corner house has 42-inch wall cabinets that don't go all the way to the ceiling, right? So you get a chance to see that. But these leave a bigger gap in here to be able to set some stuff up there, which is nice. And then what I really like is these 3 windows in here. A lot of times you'll see people put a window over their sink, pretty common, or maybe even 2 windows. But I personally really like this 3 windows in here. They don't need a ton of wall cabinets. And so it brings in a whole bunch more light, lets you have the exposure to the back, which is really what they want in here. And then you got the island, that's a different color. Last video we did, these cabinets were not installed yet. So you can see the island is a different color in here, right? And then let's see here, what's over here? You got this bifold door here. What's going on here? Oh, closet space, right? So closet space off of your door, right? So for the folks who are going to be living here, they'll either be entering through the garage, right? Or they'll be coming in through this door here. And so we'll look through all that in just a minute here. But you got the triple windows over here, and then they did this beautiful wood burning, well actually it's a gas fireplace, but it has the look of a wood burning fireplace, which is really cool. I love it. Really like this. And then you have the sliding glass door off of here, which we will go out and let you see this enormous deck. This deck is awesome. It's huge and it's beautiful. So still deciding what they're going to do for the underside of the roof here on this deck. A couple different ideas floating around. Maybe wood, maybe just a simple vinyl soffit. Not entirely sure quite yet. But most of this is all load-bearing or structural load-bearing beams and posts and things like that in here, right? But then you get into some of this over here, and it just becomes kind of add-ons to kind of play off of what's already going on here for this deck. So if you come around, you can see this was not finished before on the last video that we did. Here's the entrance off the kitchen, right? And then you just keep going along. They wanted to make this handicap accessible. And so you just have the end here, and then this is going to be a ramp down is what they're going to do here. Okay. And so you come back around. Notice the glass railings in here, or glass balusters, I guess it would be. These are the railings. Which look really, really nice. Gives you full exposure to the backyard and the pond space. It's just beautiful here. Then we come around, because we're not finished touring this deck. We're still on the deck. This thing is huge. You got this great space here that has no ceiling on it. And lets you have a nice spot to be able to get in the sun. Not everything is all covered, but the majority of it is covered, which looks really, really nice. Plays out beautifully. So let's go check out the basement that is being worked on this house as well. So we come back through here to go to our basement. So this house is going to be finished living space upstairs and then a finished living space downstairs. And so they wanted to close this off and make it basically 2 separate spaces. So if I can not fall as I go down the stairs here. So we come in through, and then you have sump over here, washer dryer space here, right? And then we come down our hall, very similar to the upstairs. You got a bedroom here, closet space. And then a secondary closet, primary closet for this bedroom. Just basically using the other side of the basement stairs here. Bathroom with, this seat is pretty cool here. This seat will actually come out and you can set it over here instead. Kind of cool setup. But you know, with the fact that this is a 10-foot wall on this basement, it actually leads to some pretty high ceilings in here. Some shelf space in here, which is nice. And then this is your living room space here. Similar fireplace setup here as well. And then you got the triple window in here and sliding glass door leading to the double door over here to get to come in here. So this will be the primary entrance from this floor. If you're trying to come in directly to this floor, this will really be your primary entrance. And so we'll go in through the back here and check this out here too. So they're gonna do a metal, you know, like a metal roof setup on the bottom of this, basically just to keep the water out of here. And then they'll do a similar deck space in here as well, allowing for additional backyard enjoyment. It's a beautiful property with the pond and overlooking the quarry and stuff. This is just really nice. So this concludes our walkthrough video progress update on the Barndomiunium project. This covers a lot of ground here. We have attached garage and porch. If that's what you want to call those things, they're enormous. So I feel like we should put them in a totally different category all by themselves, just because of their size. But attached garage and porch on this house, a 10-foot wall on your basement, and just what that feels like when you're going to finish it. Plus vaulted ceiling in a ranch home, which is not super common to see something like that. And then to be able to see what it looks like to finish your basement and just the different potentials that you have for that. So there's a lot of different things. A walkout basement as well. We're covering a lot of ground in this in terms of things that people ask about and have questions about based off of their property. Or even, can I do these things? What would it look like if I did? What sort of options do I have for customization and things like that? You can see here from this project, obviously there's a lot of opportunity for customization in that, but we always want to be mindful of how these things affect the usefulness of the space, the design of the home, and then as well the budget. We want to keep all those things kind of in mind and contextualize them, but there's always priorities in terms of which thing is really kind of ruling the day on how we make the decision, right? So it's easy to say everything, but that's really not how things work, right? So something is going to kind of dictate what you do, whether it's design features or whether it's budget. Something is kind of making the ultimate decision on those things. So we want to help you through the whole design of your home, whether it's things that we're doing directly, things that we're not doing directly, things that are future potential space down the road that aren't even a part of this direct project, but will be informed by what we do with this project. We want to think through the whole thing with you to help you understand what it looks like to build, and to help you see what it would look like to build on your lot in your particular situation and get clarity on the budget for doing those things. So reach out to us about your building project. Feel free to leave any comments below about questions you have on this particular project, maybe something that I missed or something that you want to look into more information about. Whatever the case may be, just reach out to us either in the comments below or just reach out to us directly. Happy to help however we can, and thanks so much for watching.